I want to welcome you back to the new school year. And today, Friday, really marks the end of the first week. A lot has happened this week in our schools, as it has around the country and in our own community here. And I wanted to take a few moments to share with you some of the decisions that have been made and the rationale behind them. On Tuesday evening, our school board met and accepted my recommendation that masks would be required for all students with an opt-out. This adhered to the governor's executive order as well as state rule from the Department of Education and state rule from the Department of Health. I shared with them at that time some really astounding numbers. The first day of school, we had over 400 of our students that were in quarantine based upon what had occurred in their activities and getting exposure over the summer. We also had approximately over 84 staff members that were either waiting the results of their test results or were in quarantine as well. So the board members voted to approve my recommendation. The next day, we met for cabinet, which we do every Wednesday morning. And at that time, we went around and talked about the latest numbers and what was happening in our school centers. And it was being reported that we had had at that moment 6 employees that had been hospitalized, some of which unfortunately were on ventilation. I then met with a group of principals from each division, elementary, middle, high, and K-8, and talked to them about the option of going for a mandatory mask because there was no time really to waste, especially with these hospitalizations and the increasing numbers daily. And so I made a decision that we would have mandatory masks for all of our employees. And the rationale was really quite simple. Number one, we need to model for our students our expectations, as well as follow the science. And what I'm trying to do is follow that science. I don't listen to the politicians. I don't trust the politicians. I don't trust what they say regarding COVID. Unfortunately, it may be for their own personal gain or other aspirations that they have. But I do listen to the doctors and those closest to it. I've consulted with doctors and officials in the Cleveland Clinic as well. And they feel like the best action that we can take is to have these masks on. The other thing that we can do is a vaccination. And I know that that's a personal choice and decision that you have to make. But I strongly encourage you to get vaccinated if you haven't been. With these hospitals filling up, the majority, 99%, are unvaccinated folks. And I know that that's the struggle within families. Within my own family, I have 2 grown sons in their 20s that are hesitant and won't do it. They also won't get a haircut and shave, but that's for another day. So I get it, and I get the struggles that we face. But as superintendent, the health, safety, and welfare of our boys and girls and young people, and you, our staff and teachers, is my high priority. Last school year, we faced these challenges as well. And y'all did a remarkable job. When I was interviewed by TC Palm, they asked me to use some words to describe last year and our employees. And without hesitating, I said resiliency, courage, and commitment because of the remarkable job that you've done. And we've recognized that remarkable job. Our school board, when we go into negotiations on compensation, are prepared to match the governor's offer of $1,000 for every employee. That's every employee that did not receive the governor's $1,000, and that went to teachers and to principals to show our gratitude for what you've done and what you've accomplished. And I'm sure that we'll be successful with that in our negotiations. Simon Sinek, and you can Google him and look at the books he's done in TED Talks, made a comment, and I've shared this with our principals, that a crisis is the great revealer. It reveals our core. It reveals our foundation. It reveals what we're built on. It reveals the strength of our relationships, the strength of our culture. And we have demonstrated that we have a very, very strong foundation. In fact, our theme coming back with our administrators was solid as a rock based upon the Ashford and Simpson song that some of you may know. Our core mission is teaching and learning in a safe learning environment. And I think the actions that I have taken, and I'm confident, they'll keep us safe. This Delta variant is very real, and unfortunately, I believe things over the next few weeks will get worse before they get better, but they will get better. And then we can ease those restrictions, and we'll monitor this very, very closely. We're a team, and we're a family. I have a grandson who went to kindergarten this year, and the first day he came back, I said, "Gentry, how was your first day?" And he was all excited. "It was great, it was great." I said, "Did you make any friends?" And he goes, "Yes, I met a friend," and he gave her name, and he goes, "In fact, I love her." And I said, "You love her? Why do you love her?" He says, "Because she's my friend, and I care about her." And that's coming from a 4-year-old who'll be 5 in a few days. And I think that that's my message to you. We've got to love on each other. We've got to support each other. When we talk to someone and say, "How are you doing?" we got to say, "How are you really doing?" And we'll get through this together. I'm honored to serve you. I'm honored to be your superintendent. I'm here to support you. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Let's have a great year, and thank you very much.